We're back into it. TBD taking on TWZ here. Starting things off, I gotta say, Twin Drills Lulu. That means TWZ wins a skin war. Hands down right there.
I was like, what are you talking about? The hair. The hair.
Twin Drills, yeah.
Is it 2 or 3? It's 3. 4?
It doesn't matter. It's Twin Drills Lulu. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Okay. No, I'm just.
Whose side are you on? Are you on their side?
Accuracy.
GetStartedInFire.com.
I don't know.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Literally the best web domain.
I'm a little jealous. I gotta be honest.
I know. Get Wombat fired. That should
People
be the
just
next
people just used Reddit to try to get me fired. I nobody got a dedicated website.
Not trying hard
Neither,
enough.
ever.
Obviously, not a hated enough member of the casting community
Yeah.
to work for those.
I need to work harder.
You're just so lovable.
I really
All
do.
right, so only one sweeping lens coming out here. Annie going to be picking up the Spell Thief's Edge. And Lulu, Nidus, picking up nothing but wards, so he doesn't have a gold generation item.
Neat.
Yeah,
I gotta say though, it's an interesting play. I mean, you got the free trinket, so you're gonna end up taking. Well, I mean, obviously that tends to go into AD carry, but eschewing not only that, but I believe her slow scales with AP now.
It does.
So interesting start to say the least. I can't ignore the pull of those gold generation items.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, but yeah, we'll see how it works out because I'd like to see that slow get a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're cheap,
Ramp it
and
on.
also her W increases in movement speed based on AP now as well.
Yeah, which will be great for the later game. Obviously, may move into that a little bit later on. Just wanted the ward coverage here for early on, or may just be muscle memory.
Well, I think I think he just wants to deny vision and have this little bit of a vision war early on, because Bubba Dub didn't really bring any wards to the lane. If he can deny the vision with the sweeping lens, then they're basically open to ganks up top, and they swap the lanes 2v2 up top, so they read each other on this one.
Indeed, so we're going to have that 2v1. Bubba Dub playing a fantastic Annie yesterday. Of course, Nidus remained, I got to say, one of the preeminent supports in the Challenger League. Always got fantastic play there. Great Lulu player as well. And obviously, Lulu, a lot of potential for disruption once you get into the team fight phase. So, I mean, even without the AP scaling on that, still going to be a huge part of it with the knock-up and all the kit that Lulu brings to the field. We'll see if that's a good answer for Bubba Dub, because yesterday, it just wasn't much of one. Bubba Dub walking around being just an absolute terror. Westrice losing trades big to Yazuki down bottom.
Yeah, and up top, Bubba Dub burning through all of his potions already, taking a lot of harass from both Bobby and Nidus. They're using that extra range and just harassing without any response. So far it's working out for them. And down bottom, Yazuki, slicing the dice away.
Take a look. Did get his favorite jungler there, so Broken Shark going to be able to run around on Lee Sin today. They banned it out yesterday. Yeah, good to take a look at it. But we'll see if he can make it work as good as he made that Elise work. I mean, he was, I think, like 6-0-10 on Elise yesterday, which is one of those things we haven't really seen a lot through Season 3 and even here in the new patch. Elise tends to be a little bit quieter of a character. Great initiation, very scary in general, but usually doesn't pull down the big numbers like she did when she first was released. But Broken Shard making it work yesterday.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job running around the map over and over again and just making the rounds. And his Lee Sin, he's a very good Lee Sin player, very mechanically sound on that. And I want to see what he can pull out today. And that's really, I'm going to be paying attention to Broken Shard and if he can make plays. Because the composition here has a lot of things that can shut him down. Like, you can't kick somebody when they have Ragnarok up on Olaf. The barrel can displace him. We can have Nidus go ahead. If Broken Shard goes in and then he wild growths, it'll knock him up and give people repositioning. So I got to see what he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here. I mean, it's going to be basically counter playmaking by TWZ to keep an eye out for who's your priority target. Obviously, Westrice is going to be a big deal. Ringar been huge these past couple of days. Arthalon going to satchel charge his way out of danger. Does take an axe as a parting gift. Going to run down to about half his health, a little over. Westrice back into the fight against Yazuki down bottom, as you just can't push a Ringar off lane.
Well, actually, he did get pushed back once, and he bought a doors, yeah. So.
Let's check the items. Yes, indeed. And Yazuki is going to push a Westrice off lane. Gets a stun on him. Ignore me, then.
Yeah. That's all right. Westrice, though, the thing with Rengar is that his W is a bunch of wave clear. It doesn't give as much HP as it used to. Like, back in Season 3, it used to be unstoppable, just so ridiculous because it was percent of your max life. And you just built life so it would heal even more. Now it's a flat amount. And Yazuki, just not letting the pressure down.
Moving on to him. Kez going to come up top. Blue ping on to the bush as it looks
see
like
him,
they got a
though.
little look at him. Broken Shard comes in. Q's going to land. Doesn't have much follow-up as Westrite's a little too far back. Takes a shot off the tower, but no skin off his back. Just trying to help out. Make sure that Westrite can keep pace on the CS, which to this point has not been the case. Down 12. Going to make it 10 there as it goes 34 to 24. CS starts clearing the lane across. Gragas going to be a little bit out front of Ziggs in the mid lane there, 40 to 33. And obviously that's going to keep on ticking up. Up top, Bobby Hank Hill doing a great job farming out over Robert X. Lee, who just hasn't been able to get in, largely due to Nidus from Name being the biggest fly in the ointment that you can imagine, coming out and really making good use of that harass on Lulu, keeping him back and making sure that he's got a Mystic Shot farm from a distance, put him up to a 51 to 36 CS lead with a big lane pushing in for him, so he should be able to close that down a bit.
All right, so finally Westrice gets a little bit of a lead here on Yazuki. Just one CS, but he's actually going to come it, swap it back around. So across the board, there's a CS advantage for TWZ. Even the support has one more CS, and that's what matters. It really matters.
And with no
Vision
kill,
game.
no first blood, no towers down, it's going to be a nice 600 gold lead there for TWZ just on the back of farming.
No kills.
And with no
you know,
gold
this is
generation
something-
items as well. So, I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
he's
extra
only-
anti-gold. Yeah.
He's only down about 60 gold right now, overall. So, because the Spell Thief's edge really relies on you harassing. Because you get gold when you hit somebody, or when you hit them with a spell or auto attack. So, Bubba Dub hasn't been able to get in and do that without taking free harass, because he has no sustain at this point. If he takes counter harass, he's going to lose that trade. Lulu will shield himself, he'll let an auto attack go, and Bubba Dub, like just like that, full range, taking some damage. Bubba Dub can't get gold off of his generation item.
Walking Zed playing aggressive there, even with Kez waiting around in the bushes. TBD has not been out to basically center lane this entire time. They've been playing it back by the side terrain here, just north of the gank brush. Keeping the vision cleared in the area, though, as that last pink ward went down in the brush just inside the gank brush. Tri-brush is covered. It's only really the bottom side of river that Kez has to avoid if he wants to come up for a gank, and no real reason to walk through that. So, TWZ in good shape up in the top side, just continuing to keep that lead stretched out. Yazuki doing the same down the bottom. Finally going to be below Westrice for the first time in a while. I believe that's 2 backs for Westrice, only a single for Yazuki. Still going to be holding on to a little bit of a lead, but looks like Westrice is hanging in there a little bit better now that he's got that chain vest.
Yeah, that's going to give him a little bit of a defensive stat boost here against the Giants belt. They're both going for the Sunfire Cape, though. That's what they're doing. They're just going for that extra push. And Robert gets pushed out of the lane, and the tower, they just push that wave up immediately with Lucian. So he's losing some CS. It's just getting gobbled up right now.
It'll be a BF sword for Lucian on the way back, and a phage for old Robert E. Lee. Robert X. Lee.
So he's going to rush. It keeps changing. Roberto X. Lee, Robert Lee.
I liked him when he was Roberto, because I imagined him with a very thin mustache. Ken's going to come running out of the gank brush, drops Ragnarok. Westrice slowed. Now goes a ward, and they're going to in the chase there. Q's going to land from Broken Shard here. Yazuki still got plenty of health. They're going to turn it around, try the fight on. Yazuki with the old spit. Ed's going to go very low. Hanging out on the brush did not pay off for him. Westrice going to get first blood there. Big bomb comes down, not going to catch anybody. Yazuki looking for Westrice, but Westrice gets a little bit too much distance. The Ziggs bomb is shorted as Kez was already dead. Long flight time on that thing, but still going to be a first blood grab there for TBD to give them a lead. As the CS game not going to swing in their favor, but starting to get there, especially in mid lane down bottom. Westrice will have some quality time, and that extra first blood gold not going to hurt either.
And Bishu went to go roam down bottom, and that signaled to Arthurlon to go ahead and just push that wave up immediately. Robert looking like he's going for the Trinity Force first, but Bobby Hankill's going to have more dueling stats currently. With that BF sword, looking like he's going to go for the Bloodthirster, possibly do the Trinity Force after that. And we do have Nidus picking up his gold generation item, going for the Nomad Medallion right now. So he's not going for the AP.
He was keeping it casual.
Yeah. So he's not going for the AP. He's going for the Shirelius-esque Talisman of Ascension.
This is what we saw on Janna yesterday. I forget who was playing, who played Janna, but saw the same sort of opening there. Same on the other side as well on Thresh. So I've seen this build on the sports before. Worked out pretty nice.
I kind of feel like Talisman of Ascension is the go-to because the tier 3 of it is the best. The one with the movement speed increase, and you can't get multiple of the gold generation items. You can only get one, and then the queen, we talked about this, the Frost Queen blade or whatever, the range on it isn't that long, so it's not something you can catch people with, especially like Annie. You would just walk up and stun them instead of using that ability, and its damage isn't that high. And Face of the Mountain, it's really only Tarek would get that, but then it's still probably better to have Talisman of Ascension to boost your team. So
yeah, might be better on, like on Leona, like you said, somebody very tanky that's going to walk in and get that extra health.
That's about it.
And make good use of it. But again, the passive on that also is a little bit more awkward to use.
Yeah, where you
in
give
the 2v1 lane.
You have
they
to be low.
Junglers would take that or something.
So
no idea really where they're supposed to fit. But anyway, pink ward cleared out.
Double pink the top. So they're asking for a gank here. They're asking to put TBD in a bad position up in the top lane. They want him to be nervous, but man, when a green ward can take out a pink ward,
it's the future.
No, it's
it
not.
It's
the disturbing. It's the disturbing present.
This is what the future looks like. Everybody's sad. So only a 200 gold lead right now for TBD. They got first blood. Gonna get the big tip drop. Ult comes out. Westrice on the way up. He's gonna jump the Bobby Hank Hill. Nidus Remain gets a turnaround with the ult, but they're too low, even with Kez in town, to do anything about it. Bobby Hank Hill gonna get out of that one with his life Mystic Shot. Gonna catch Nidus Remain at range. Westrice still hanging around. Kez gonna try and defend this lane. Nidus Remain gonna have to stick around as well, as Lucian will make it back. A nice attempt up top by TBD. Just a little bit too much health in the bucket with that wild growth, especially to get anybody off the field.
It's 4 members of TBD up top looking for this turret. Yazuki's going to be down bottom by himself. Mega Inferno Bomb's probably going to clear that wave out.
Gonna roll some friends in. Nidus Remain the target. Gragas gonna short the shot and can't get back out of it. Roberto X Lee hops in a little too deep. Bishu stunned up by way of Annie, but Westrice not gonna make it out either. Bobby Hank Hill gonna pick one up. Bishu rolling forward. Bubba Dub gotta be looking scared right there. Gonna catch a big Q to the face. Ult from Broken Shard's gonna buy a little bit of time, but Kez comes running in, picks up the axe, picks up Annie. Broken Shard down to Bobby Hank Hill as it's a rout up top. It's going to be 4 for none in that fight. And they're going to walk it on back. Get this possibly answer back the outer or top outer turret. With Arthalon working mid outer. He's got time. Should be able to get it. Got Gragas coming in. It's just going to be too late.
That was some really good decision making there by TWZ. I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, if you see 4 people top, that's kind of like we should go dragon, we should push bottom. So Yazuki just stays bottom. He's almost got this bottom turret. And that's going to free up Dragon for them, give them a lot of Dragon pressure and presence. But they made a fantastic decision going 4-0 in that fight. Bishu just rotating top, whereas Arthalon did not. And he uses Mega Inferno Bomb bottom to clear it out. And it's just a fantastic fight overall for TWZ.
Indeed so. Yazuki on to Robert X. Lee. Nothing going to happen, though. No turret there for him, but nobody in town to help him out as everybody's back and to buy goodies. Dragon's still up. TBD ping in the area. I got some pings on a TWZ as well. They're going to at least go check it. Doesn't look like TBD ready to start it up. Broken Shard in the area. Yes, they are. Going to hop on in with it. TWZ going to be there. Plenty of time to contest this. Westrice is up top, and they've got vision on him. TWZ get a ward over the wall. They're going to be too late for this dragon. Are they? Yes, indeed they are. Kez going to come running in. Yazuki going to pop the ult. They're going to try to get something for it. Dragasult spreads everybody back, but they're all able to get out over the wall. With a little escape by Bubba down low through the tri-brush. TWZ coming big to try to swing it after Dragon was grabbed, and they don't get anything for their trouble.
So the Talisman of Ascension has been completed on Lulu. So he didn't speed his team up into that fight, and they were just going for that engagement. Bishu having a great barrel, and Arthon, I thought he wasn't going to make it out of that, but was able to get himself over the wall. Flash is used, though, from himself and Broken Shard.
With the bottom outers done, maybe not the biggest deal in the world, but could still get them into a little bit of trouble later on. Obviously, both Broken Shard and Arthalon going to have other means of escape. So the flash is spent. We'll see. See if it matters. Mid-outer now maybe going to be the target. TWZ in the area.
So the CS is looking really great across the board for TWZ. We see Arthalon at 145 at 15 minutes, so he's doing fantastically right now.
Not as good as yesterday.
Yeah, not as good as yesterday, but
14 and a half minute first blood, I think we had in there.
Something like that. That game just blew wide open. That cog and complexity game, I believe it was.
That sounds right. We'll go with it.
Yep. Westrice is about 40 CS behind right now, though. He keeps roaming around. He went straight up into the top lane trying to make a play instead of going bottom and having that Clash of the Titan battle with Yasuki, but now he's 2 levels down. So if he goes for the battle now, he's going to get pushed out. He's going to lose that lane. And Yasuki back right now, sitting on a lot of gold.
As ult
Down
comes
bottom.
through, catches nobody, and the TBD gank attempt to fall apart. Kez in the area, and he's going to go for it, though. Lucia going to drop the ult. Broken Shard going to tank out the bulk of that for Bubba. Ult comes down from mid lane from Arthalon. Nothing doing there. Nidus remain down to about half health. In comes Vishu. Picks one up on the Bubba. TBD's Robert Lee on the run. Can he get out? No, sir. Kez going to get another one. Nidus remain running low. Q's going to land. Ooh, press it. Just press it. Oh.
He
Got
juked it.
the wild growth out of Nidus remain for it, too.
Nidus would have died, though. If you look at his HP, he took a tower shot when he was going through. Bishu dropped tower aggro, and it picked a random target, and it just so happened to be Nidus. So he had to wild growth himself there. Even if Broken Shard came in, he had to. I think if Broken Shard had gone, he would have died.
Yeah. Almost assuredly, yeah. That might have died, yeah, even with the wild growth. Like you said, it randomly picked him on the tower shot.
I really
That
want
RNG, man, that's pretty much the only RNG left in the game, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
A couple crit strike, and other than
terrify, fears,
Yeah.
the direction you run.
that. But yeah,
That's always
that's the big one, though, tower shots when you're in a group. It just knows. They should standardize it. They should be whoever's got the lowest health, the tower is going to aggro them.
Well, I want to know what it is. If it is that,
That would be nice. That would be hilarious, is what I mean to say.
because usually it's the closest person, or the person who attacked somebody most recently. So it's strange. It was just randomly like, you know what, Nidus, I'm gonna just ruin your Christmas.
We'll get a riot ruling on that because we gotta save Christmas, Irene.
We gotta
Save Christmas.
Kappa
We're
save.
gonna make hearts grow 2 sizes that day. The chat, nary a troll to be seen. Who's gonna slice the roast beets though?
All right, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. The game has been going on, and it looks like Bobby Hank Hill, he bought a brutalizer. That's something we don't typically see on ADCs.
We're gonna steal League. We're gonna take it back home. We'll fix it up there, and then we'll bring it back here.
We're still doing this.
A little bit of ward clearing going down on the bottom side, River Brush. Otherwise, been a quiet couple of minutes here as TWZ just got ahead of steam behind him. 2 minutes, give or take. Been at 50 to Dragon. TWZ hanging out, very forward position. Still got mid-outer standing, ready to go. It's got plenty of health left on it, so they're going to have to put on a fairly convincing siege, but are focusing the bulk of their artillery fire in that direction. Yasuki and Westrice still showing the 1v1 belonging to Yasuki right now, as Westrice just can't stand the fight that much. Needs some healing up. Get the healing feeling. Q gonna come through, catches a big one on a Bubba Dub, gonna run him down to half his health, and TWZ call that one the clear to walk through. Big bomb comes through well early, however. Broken Shard in, Ezreal ult drop, Broken Shard with nowhere to go, Wild Growth gonna knock him up. Bishu grabs that one, Bubba Dub gonna fall down to Robert X Lee. Did he stay too long? No sir, the Lucian ult's not gonna be aimable. Once he started it up, got a couple of shots in, but Robert actually able to get out of the way. Arthalon escapes by the skin of his teeth as well, and now with possibility, yeah, Arthalon and Robert X Lee, if they want to stay and defend this, they're going to be in trouble. Yasuki and Kez still big, Bishu's still big. Westrice is going to be the only one to try to keep the turret alive there, but Arthalon will drop some carpet bombs. That'll clean away those nasty purple minions.
And they're just going to push up this mid lane, half HP on the turret. And TWZ is just winning all of these fights. And there's something like, I have a little note here about Westrice, where he doesn't like to play that game where you sit around and just farm. He is a top laner who's like go, go, go. He's extremely aggressive. You know, he's known for characters like Akali and Riven and Rengar, where he just goes all in over and over and over again. He's not really the tanky type where he'll just sit there and be like, oh, the game's happening and I'm farming. You know, whereas that's really Yasuki's style, is sit back, farm, scale into the late game. We saw it earlier. Westrice went up into the top lane, tried to make a play, and TWZ took complete advantage of that because they overstayed their welcome. And the Dragon, being contested by TBD, TWZ looking for something.
WZ hanging out right outside. He's going to get it with the smite air and the axe. Broken Shard on the run. Fight going off onto the side. Arthalon tries to escape over the wall, but Yazuki's there waiting for him. Nidus Remain going to get the knock up. Westrice slow. Does he have a way out of this one? Bishu with the chase down. He's going to flash back in. Wants Nidus Remain. Gets him. But it's going to fall to Bishu. Broken Shard extremely low. It's going to be the Lucian flying over the wall that grabs him. Bishu picks up Ezreal now. Bubba Dub with a long walk to a friendly neighborhood, and Yazuki right on their tail. And can Bubba Dub get out? Can. Got the speed for it.
Nice.
Gonna get the stun up. Bubba Dub still on the run. Skipping is apparently the best escape mech you can buy.
Well, Renekton's got this cumbersome armor. You know, chasing a little girl in that, it's not going to work out for you. But that culling from Bobby Hankill
One over the wall.
Shard, that was, wow. The damage, the culling, the damage. Oh,
one little blue nubbin right over the wall, and that's all it took.
It was just one. Oh, that was...
Bobby Hankill going to get himself a red buff.
That was fantastic.
Yes. I thought he was going to get out.
Yep.
Well, Yazuki was pretty close in on him, but the little nubbin got him. Every time. Nubbin will get you shield up there from Nidus Remain. Going to allow Yazuki to get out. More or less at full health. They'll be A-OK. Up top, Kez just doing some spring cleaning there, as it is now lane management time. Inner turrets, 2 still standing right now for TBD, and they're going to have to defend them mightily. They are down just about 8,000 gold. 12 kills to 3, 4 turrets to 2. TWZ just had a head of steam behind them this whole time, and TBD not been able to pull anything away, even a dragon that they were very close to pulling out.
Yeah, TBD got nothing out of that. They just died. They got, I think, 1 or 2 kills, but they got
pick up.
They got Nidus.
Nidus Remain, yes, that's who it was.
And that was it. Well,
Westrice got that grab.
They went straight in and they were like, we need to get something for this. And you said, you know, they want Nidus, and who doesn't want Nidus? Fantastic guy, really nice. And they just devoted so much to him. They gave up the dragon, and they were like, they basically had to cut their losses and say, you know, we have to get something. So, very, very aggressive play, but maybe not the best, because it didn't work out for TBD. And TWZ have an even bigger lead, 8k gold at this point. And just it doesn't seem like it's getting better over time.
It's a hard one to walk back from. We've seen in the new patch, people can hold on a little bit better. Broken Shard gonna go down. Walks a little bit too deep into his own jungle folly at this point, as TWC just all over the place, making sure they hold that line forward. Westrice going to try and do a little bit of split push action. Yazuki going to come in, clean things away. Westrice with the recall there. But we did see big comeback yesterday. Who was it that...
It was Cog versus Complexity.
Cog versus Complexity. Cog turned it around. Still 2,000 gold down at the end when they won.
That was just beautiful, though. It was the team fight and the composition that they had. And that catch that we just saw on Broken Shard, Nidus Remain used Wild Growth just for the knock up there, just for the CC. So like, he's walking away with full HP with Wild Growth on himself. So no style points, but he still knocked him up. It wasn't like he was saving anybody. A very offensive build there. Yeah, I guess.
You're popping ult just for the glamour. That's all style.
I can see that. I guess I can see that.
Stealing Gruul away from Westrice.
Right underneath his nose.
70 gold for free, so that's what you do.
Oh, they just saw a pink ward in the bush.
Gonna walk past it, not worried about it. They'll get it later.
And apparently they won't get the blue, though.
No,
just slide
sir.
it away.
Hey, it's silver linings at this point. Like I said, you lose the dragon, you grab your blue buff. I mean, that is just going to do Broken Shard a world of good. We'll have that extra cooldown, which isn't as much anymore, but still, it's in there.
Oh.
Quality stuff. Broken Shard going to catch Nidus Remain out. He's going to shield up and then stand perfectly still so that Robert X. Lee can take a picture of the kill that he's going to get. They'll send that one down with 3 assists, and it'll give them a little bit back, but they've still got a long way to go before TBD back into this one. But again, one of the things worth mentioning, that Cog Complexity game, a Baron grab, it's one of those things that really delayed Quantic in one of their wins yesterday. Oh, steps right into the Bobby Hankill calling. Robert X. Lee now going to end up in some trouble. Looks like he's got the getaway juice, however, as I'm going to slow things down, though. Yazuki not going to chase it under.
Oh, wow. I lost you there for a second. That was strange. Still there?
Am I good? Yeah.
Okay. I think you're good. But yeah.
Okay.
So Bishu used the explosive cask and knocked Broken Shard into Bobby Hank Hill's culling. Just took him out. The culling's been doing so much work this game. So he's got the static shiv now. He's got the Bloodthirster going for that tower push and that minion wave clear so that he can continue pressure on these lanes. And the Brutalizer's just for the cooldown reduction right now and the armor penetration. So the cooldown reduction is going to be doing wonders for him because that's usually something an ADC doesn't get. And with an ability like Piercing Light, and also the more cooldown reduction you have, the more often you're going to have your Light Slinger passive, the double shot for turrets. So I think it's a good pickup for him. I think it's working out since he's so far ahead.
Broken Shard, do a little ward jump there, looking for a pickup on Lucian. He's not going to get it. Yazuki and Westrice playing Smack the Rock Face again. Yazuki been winning those pretty consistently, but Westrice still able to get the lane cleared, and he's going to have to turn it around and go on the run. Plenty of help there, but he's having a hard time standing up to the damage. He'll get to get him back into it, though. Westrice trying to decide whether to work on this. He's got a lane to clear, and he's going to stick to that. Doesn't have a ton of vision, at least on the tri-brush, so wants to try to stay in the area where he knows exactly what's going on. Yeah, Westrice not going to follow this one out. He is indeed, actually. Ignore me. He's got no friends in the area. Gets a ward drop. Nobody there. Annie around, but not going to be able to do anything to that. Bobby Hank Hill gets his red buff. Ez ult a little too late.
Dragon's up. They're going to start doing it right now. And Bishu's going to start zoning. And they know that Broken Shard's off on the side.
Ooh, a little too late on that Arthalon ult. A second earlier, and that would have been right in there.
Yeah, it does about 600 damage right now, which is 200 less than Kez's smite. So he probably could have stolen it. You know, there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. So Renekton
Especially
actually,
with nobody contesting, some people get a little lazy with the smites.
That's true. That's definitely true. And so Yazuki actually just went for the Tiamat into the Ravenous Hydra instead of completing his Spirit Visage because he's doing so well. 257 farm at the 27-minute mark. He's on par with Arthalon. He's not worried about the magic resist right now. He's worried about, can I clear these waves fast enough, continue to push Westrice off of these turrets, because that's what they're going to get back into this, is if Westrice is left alone, and he can get these turrets with his double Qs. So
and
that's
right
how
now,
TBD.
Yazuki convincingly running Westrice off of the front. Again, very deep in enemy territory. The ward coverage, pretty decent for TBD, especially on bottom side friendly jungle, but on the top side, they've got one at Baron. Otherwise, basically flying blind in the top side, making Westrice's job a very, very dangerous thing to try to do indeed. Still, just Yazuki up there. He's going to be A-OK. Robert X. Lee backing it up as Bobby Hank Hill just sends a warning shot out just to let him know, hey, I can take you if I want it. He's 506, and I believe him.
Mm-hmm. And he's got, I believe there's a lot of kill participation here across the board for TWZ. Bishu, Bobby Hank Hill, and Nidus Remain all are sitting at 11 out of 14. So there's a lot of teamwork here, and they just keep having these team fights. And Yazuki's really the person off on the side who joins them late at 103. So he's the lowest, I believe, in the entire game in kill participation because he's just sitting around and farming.
Indeed so, but still making good money off of it. Still going to be a force if he ever gets the team fight he's looking for.
He's causing pressure.
Yeah. And they're going to... Oh, Kez was in the area. Thought they were going to pressure down top inner. Trying to decide where exactly they want to go. A lot of jungle pings. And TWZ really been fairly passive. I mean, they're still up. Still got plenty of gold in the lead. Bobby Hank Hill in trouble here. And sends off the culling in just no particular direction at all. It's going to be Broken Shard that picks that one up 2v1. And time to work Baron down.
Yeah, they see Broken Shard down bottom. They're like, he's the complete opposite of where Baron is. Let's start doing it. But there's a ward right there. So TBD knows all about this.
And they're collapsing towards the area. It's going to be Lulu out running the front. Nidus remains not the scariest adversary. Bishu going to come rolling out. Arthalon wiped off the field. It'll be Lulu that grabs the ult there. Westrice looking to get some picks. It's going to be Robert X. Lee coming in. Grabs Lulu. Westrice picks up Bishu. Yazuki in. Will he be able to run anybody else out? 3v1, Yazuki not got a lot of hope there. 4 for 2 and a big way to get some back for TBD. Their jungler didn't make it through, however, so grabbing Baron on the other side of that, not going to be a possibility. 2 up now for TWZ. They'll be able to defend mid-inner even with the minions pushing in. Bobby Hank Hill short the culling. It'll be back up in just a couple seconds if he does need the extra lane clear, but Yazuki there Doesn't look like they're going to need it. Cleared that away without a problem. They're going to hold on to an 8,000 gold lead, but a little bit of a get back there for TBD. And Baron was one of the situations that we saw games really swing around on. The cognitive complexity game, Baron was the comeback that they needed, even from a huge gold deficit, to turn things back around. We saw Baron given away by Quantic yesterday, really stalled them out on the tune of 10 to 15 minutes as far as closing out a game that they basically had won from the 15-minute mark. So we'll see, man. Baron, very contentious so far in this tournament.
Yeah, those stats, it's not just the gold that you get, it's those combat stats. And if you push them, you're basically even, you said like the COG complexity game, they were down 2k gold, but they had more combat stats. And Arthalon getting bullied right now.
Yeah, Azuki going to keep the chase on. No stun there. The slow is going to be good enough to turn him back.
Gets his flash though, so Arthalon down escape mechanisms currently. And he didn't really put the satchel charge in the right place there, so he actually had to walk back to get to it. Not the best, but I want to talk about that Baron fight that happened. That was a 3-for-2 in favor of TBD, and overall it was actually a 4-for-2 counting Bobby Hank Hill dying in the bottom lane, and Yasuki was the sole survivor of that. So TBD is still in this if they continue to get picks like that. They're starting to slowly close that gold gap, and if they get dragons in this new patch, dragon is worth more and more the longer the game goes on. So if they can start getting some dragons, if they can start contesting these objectives, then TBD is in a very good spot. But they still have to deal with Yasuki. He has so much farm right now, and he is so tanky.
Ishu is a scary guy as well. Looking at the damage he puts on the broken shard. Whoa, another barrel going to land. And right now, TBD just going to have to get out of there and not stay in a poke range of TWZ and wait for those things to come into objectives that they can use as sort of a defense and make sure that poke doesn't stay that strong, because Bishu just dropping big barrels on people. He's sitting 419, 250 CS, 291, 516 on Bobby Hank Hill. It's a strong side here. TBD showing that they got some fight in them. Obviously, Baron going to help out a little bit with that one. Terrain going to help out a little bit with that one. And TWZ just being a little, let's not say big for their britches, but they, what's the right euphemism? Let's say eyes were bigger than their stomach.
There you go. Bishu's got a pretty big stomach, though.
Yes, indeed.
There's going to be some huge anime eyes going out there.
Fit a lot of tasty TBD snacks into that belly. Has already. Sitting 419. TWZ gonna. Wow. These three-letter things that start with T, man. My brain's gonna break down eventually. Ward check there from Nidus or Main, and they're gonna roll up the mid-inner. Yasuki gonna be harassed by Broken Shard. Nothing gonna come of that.
TBD, the buffet dinner? I don't know.
Ooh, nice. Heyo.
I was thinking, like, who has a buffet dinner, though? It's usually like a breakfast brunch thing, right?
Yeah, and they're trying to turn TWZ into the wonderful zucchini for a snack.
Oh!
Hey, there's a Golden Corral out in Commerce, or is it in Industry? I think it's an Industry. You should go. Golden Corral, best buffet. It's, I used to eat there all the time when I lived in the South. They finally
we're talking about
here.
food again.
Yes, that's fine, though.
Every time.
Everybody eats.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
true.
can relate.
Oh, yeah.
TWZ
so like
hanging out around Baron. Ooh. Hanging around Baron.
I assume people like to eat and live.
Get better.
That's all right. One day. Oh, bomb coming out, and they're checking Baron with 2 ultimates. Nobody there, though.
Fairly low cooldown ults. They should have those back up shortly, depending on what TWZ decides to do. Saw him swing through, so TWZ going to turn on the aggression here. Axe going to land on the Broken Shard. They get the slow. Yasuki coming in, slice through the wall, dice on a Broken Shard, but he's going to be able to hop away to a ward. Culling spins, and TWZ just chasing, looking for somebody. Finally going to catch up to Arthalon. Wild Growth going to buy a knock-up, a little bit of time there for them to get some more work done. Westrice on to Bobby Hank Hill, and right now sitting 3, going to make it 4 for none. Big grab by TWZ, and maybe now time, going to be able to get mid-inner. They should have time for Dragon on the other side of it. Broken Shard still up, and they're going to keep the pressing. Yeah, big old siege minion in there, so why not? Going to push it on in, get themselves an inhibitor turret, probably an inhibitor as well. Bubba to back up in 7, but not going to be that scary. Broken Shard just going to offer no resistance.
Yeah, they'd be able to get Dragon. It's not up, though, so they might get Baron instead. Oh. And
20 seconds, give or take. Yeah, might have time.
Bishu ended up having a fantastic explosive cast there. That was a really good cast. And I don't actually think that if they go for it right now, then they'll be able to get it. But it's still very risky. Broken Shard is up. He's off on the side. They're zoning him. Pulling him out for some damage. About half HP. Broken Shard's going to go for it.
All the moves Lucian does. Broken Shard, gonna get set upon. He's got a ward over the wall. Q comes in, can't get it away. Smite's good from Kez. Ult's gonna be good from Arthalon. Broken Shard sent back down. But they will get a pick. Kez not gonna be spinning Baron buff, and he's gonna be down for the better part of 50 seconds. So a little bit of a get back there, but at this point, 17,000 gold down. They're gonna need a slightly bigger one.
I want to emphasize how close Broken Shard was to that. He used his smite, Kez didn't. It's not on cooldown. So that was Broken Shard smiting, and then it being taken away by Kez's auto attack or a Q or true damage from his Reckless Swing. Not a smite. So close on that one.
And a valiant effort as well. I mean, that's one of those where you dive it in, basically there's no way back out of there.
Yeah.
But could have been a big grab for his team. Like I said, Baron has been behind a big comeback yesterday. It was a huge delayer that really gave Quantic a little bit of consternation. They had a lot to work with after an enemy team snuck a Baron away. In this case, TWZ sitting about 1 million gold out in the lead and rolling Baron buff. They should be able to really pressure anything they take a look at, especially with mid lane pushing super minions.
It might as well be 1 million gold at this point. It's about 17k between these two teams. That's about twice as much as what I would consider the killing point, where you can pretty much, it's your game to throw at the 8-9k gold mark. And at 17k, you really have to mess up badly.
You gotta basically put it in a little brown paper package, tie it up with string, do a little song, and say, this is for you, here's the game.
And you have to do that like 4 times.
Yes. You gotta give them a lot of gifts.
Yeah.
Just gonna tank out top inner. Kez soaking it up, and they can't decide how much they want to shoot it. There they go. Finally going to finish it off. Bobby Hank Hill with the final blow to the turret. That lane clear from Arthalon, still very, very annoying. Going to be great for counter siege. Robert X. Lee's ult going to be good for counter sieging as well. Westrice got a lot of lane clear, so there's certainly some potential to keep things backed away. Got the AP build on Bubba Dub again, so he's going to be contributing at least a bit there with the, what is that one, Incineration?
There's incineration and disintegration. So their W is incinerate.
Yeah, there we go.
And then it's disintegrate for her Q. So they're very close.
Yeah.
But Yazuki, 400 farm right now at 38 minutes. He's done nothing but farm. He has a bloodthirster.
Broken Shard gonna catch the bulk of that ult. Wild Growth gonna get a big knock up onto a lot. Robert X. Lee wants to get away. Bishu got other ideas. Down he's going to go. Bobby Hank Hill grabs one more. Kez in trouble. Westrice hops into the pile, decides better of it. Basically, immediately, TBD doing what they can because this is a last stand in every conceivable way. Olaf's going to fall right there to Arthalon, but down he goes to Bobby Hank Hill. Westrice trying to get a little bit back off of the pool. He's going to get quite a bit back. Roll on to Bobby Hank Hill. Not a lot he can do, however, as the damage is there. Just going to have to go back to the pool. GG calls at a TBD. Westrice still doing what he can, but that's going to be the end of it. Big 22,000 gold lead for TWZ. They're there at the end. They're going to pick up 3, lose 1 and that final fight, but otherwise go out very, very big and put a nice win on the board for themselves, rolling into this round robin. First game for them, I think.
Yep, the first game, so it's a great way to start off for them. Man.
We'll be back game 2 right after this.